Monsieur, my friend. Let us dedicate our assembly today to that wisest of the ancients, Epicurus, who taught us that happiness is the noblest pursuit of all, and that friendship is the surest path thereto. But whatever business you have with me today, may I not wait till after dinner? We're familiar with the 3 laws that govern my table. No helps, no politics, no restraint. Pardonnez-moi, monsieur. I must leave you for a moment.
And every time I kiss that hand to bid adieu. And every absence which follows. Are preludes to that eternal separation which we are shortly to make.
Do you mean of barring my escape?
How did you... where did you... Did you drop from the sky?
No! Thank heaven, no. I have such fear of the height.
You can't be real. Just now, what did I...
Yes?
I've been insensible to my actions.
You'll forget so quick. How you sweep me away up inside your arms before I have a chance to speak. And to carry me through the salon to this much distant room. I have not seen this room, not been here ever. Oh, come, let us step out upon air, see all of Paris. It has been so long since I have seen her. But what? An earthquake has happened here?
I did not pick you up and carry you.
That made you believe of a moment.
You came in, rushed through, and I was surprised and confused, and I left my guests.
The pain is bad. Another hand in pieces. Oh, Marino, you must be well, Amanto Tommaso. Now it is time to be well.
You came all the way from England?
To you.
Where will you be staying?
I am always welcome at Le Bay de Pentemont. Tell me, what would you wish? Your head and your heart quarrel, no? What does your head tell you?
The Abbey would be wise.
But your heart?
Wonders why you've been away so long.
I am here now.
But your husband...
Ah, I am escaped away from Richard, and I was quick. Oh, quick, so quick about my leave-taking. I go in the middle of my painting. My poor portrait of the Prince of Wales sitting there without an ear to his head. And now I am free and clear for once and all. I can now be of yours and you of mine.
How?
I spoke to the Papal Nuncio.
Today?
No, quando è stato? October? No, November, 2 years past.
A private meeting?
Yes.
When you were last in Paris?
Yes.
I trust you were discreet in your confession.
Shackles, Tommaso, it was not of my sins I spoke of, but of my husband's. I asked him what was needed of to annul of our marriage. Proof, he said, of all that I told him, for his eyes and for the Pope's eyes also. So I found where Richard kept it hidden, and I stealed it away from under his nose and brought it here at last. Look, letters, ladies and lords, maids and lackeys, all sorts. And his journal, an encyclopedia of his every depraveness is the word.
Depraved?
Yes, for all that he does, his every inclining for the she or the he, the gentle or the cruel, the pleasing or the hurt, the upside or the back.
You've read it?
No, thank heaven, no, a glance was enough.
Good God, don't read it.
Do you now see? I I just have to show the Archbishop and he to the Pope, and it is done. It will be our life together, now forever, mi amor. I am here and yours. I will never go back. It is what you wish also, no? Come, let us to the balcony.
I beg your pardon, Monsieur and Madame. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I thought you were helping Patsy in her chamber.
Mademoiselle isn't there.
Not there.
Mademoiselle hasn't arrived from the Abbey.
Where is she then?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Yes, but when?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Are her things packed?
Her trunk hasn't arrived either.
So late in the day.
There's still time.
And her sister.
Polly's packed and ready. I thought I'd put away some books while I wait for Mademoiselle.
No need. Mr. Shorts has arranged to finish all this later.
I'd like to be of some use.
But my sister?
Lawrence Stern. Imagination? How's your head, monsieur?
Throb.
And your wrist?
Worse today. Let's return downstairs. My guest is most urgent.
Your business is what with them?
A simple dinner, I'd hoped, but alas, they've something in mind that could get me hanged or beheaded, I'm sure. I must order your brother to prepare another place for dinner. How do you think he'll take it?
Not well, monsieur.
Yeah, I fear that too. He still rankled about the guests. Yesterday was too short notice, he says. I'm not sure why. He's quite the culinary sorcerer, and there's still plenty left in the pantry for my successor. I'll leave Mrs. Causeway in your good care, Sally. I beg your pardon. I shall return presently.
What may I do to serve you, madame?
I am content as I am now.
You arrived from London, madame?
Yes.
You must be tired from your journey.
Yes, I am. I had not time to think of it. What wine is it he keeps in there?
Madeira.
A glass of it then? Yes. Now when I sit, now when it's quiet, I feel it so very, very tired. Oh. Go about what you do. Pay no mind of me.
Very well, madame.
Oh, it has been, combien de temps? 5-6 days from London? Oh, from Pall Mall to Basingstoke, by post-chaise. Oh, dreadful rain. A night in the wretchedest inn, and then worse rain on the day of robbing the Portsmouth. I then stay in Le Havre. Oh, and then the crossing of the Channel, the most fearful I ever survived. I then stay in Lorraine, and then, I arrive here today, just now. Yes, I am very tired. You can read?
Yes, madame. Some, madame.
Je suis impressionnée.
C'est vrai, madame. I believe all of les monsieur's servants can read, madame.
You speak French?
Yes, madame. I believe everyone in Paris speaks it, madame.
Your name is Sally, yes? You are not well?
I'm fine, madame.
Oh, please, come rest of a moment.
Oh, but madame, I've really got
Please, I insist of it. You serve me best to talk to me, to keep me company.
As you wish.
Were you not here when last I was here?
Messieurs,
Yes, I think you were.
I must be frank.
But then you were, comment puis-je dire, but a girl, no?
I am honored by your request.
But it has been, after all, how long?
Pardonnez-moi, I am also dismayed.
Not long.
Not on my own behalf, but for my government.
But 2 years only.
What you ask lies dangerously beyond my prerogative.
Tel changement in such a little time.
As Minister Plenipotentiary, I cannot do it.
You did not catch my eye before, but now you do catch it.
It is, forgive my saying so, une grande présomption.
I have the painter's eye, and it is catched by what is lovely.
Nor can I imagine why you think me worthy.
And you are lovely.
My predecessor, Dr. Franklin, was far more capable.
I should like to paint you. I will paint your portrait
Stick to your
well,
one question. The most ingenious question.
I've not painted like it before.
Would Dr. Franklin scruple about this?
Such a rare thing, this glowing complexion.
Rainier, American, in effect.
Not like I ever see in Europe.
Let's withdraw to a more private.
Yes, Thomas must permit me that I paint you.
The walls have ears, as they say.
I'm flattered, madame, but I'm afraid they won't be time.
Ah, yes, he is to go back to America, or so it is said abroad. And will you be going with him? Do you feel better?
Yes, madame. Merci pour votre sollicitude, madame.
When is this leaving?
Tomorrow.
Ah, we shall see. Du jour du changement. All things change. It is the only thing that stays. You are, forgive me to ask, a slave in Virginia?
Yes,
How can that be?
madame.
The complexion. I would not think of it for a slave. How is that?
I shouldn't talk about it, madame.
No. I see one time a portrait of his wife. Martha is her name, yes? She has a face I could not so easily forget. Did you know? Does anyone say how very much you look like her? Oh, Santa Maria-Audrae, I hope you feel better.
Hello? Sally!
In here!
Here you are, Sally!
Oh, Miss Cosway, how do you do?
Most lovely little Patsy. Oh, not so little, I see. How is life at Le Peterson?
Good.
And La Reverende Mère?
She's well.
Must pay her a visit.
We didn't expect.
No one did, cara mia.
Did you
Drop from the sky? No.
arrive from London?
Palma.
Did you stop in Winchester?
Basingstoke?
Good weather?
Lovely.
How was the crossing?
Excellent.
And the roads?
Perfect.
Good.
And the life at Le Bay?
Fine, thank you. Where is Father?
Don't be mad.
Where is he?
Downstairs.
I didn't see him there.
Is your trunk here yet?
No.
When's it getting here?
I'll go look for Father.
Miss Patsy, when is your trunk getting here?
It's not getting here. I'm not going home tomorrow. I've got to talk to Father. Could you find him for me, please, Sally?
I will go to find him.
You mustn't trouble yourself, madame.
Oh, I will. I insist of it. I am of curiosity of his whereabouts.
You are too kind, madame.
I will tell him he is needed.
This is just like 5 years ago back home and you were 12 and it was the day your father and you were fixed to leave for here. Remember? And at the last minute with everything all packed, you threw a big old giant fit. Remember? And you said it was too hot to travel and you wouldn't go till the weather was cooler. Remember? And your father tried explaining to you that you had to leave right now because the ship was waiting in Boston. But you wouldn't listen and you fell down to falling and pounding on the floor with your fists.
I've forgotten how little she is. Don't you think, Sally?
Only difference is now you're doing it all quiet like instead of bawling. I don't know which is the worst.
Just like one of those teeny little pictures she paints. You can hang her right up on the wall. What's this?
Leave it alone.
Why?
Put it down. I mean it.
Good gracious alive.
You're going to stop this foolishness right now here. You're too big for it now, and I won't stand for it.
Let's not talk about it now.
How's lady supposed to work? You think we got nothing but time?
Of curiosity of his whereabouts.
Just the
She's
same.
English, isn't she?
Just the same as when you were 12.
Why doesn't she talk like this?
She's really from Italy, I think. I ain't putting up with it.
This isn't between you and me. Can't she learn to talk right?
She's lived and talked most everywhere. Now, what's going on in that little head of yours?
I don't want to go home.
Lordy.
And I won't.
Oh, you will.
It's not your decision.
Lord of mercy, not now.
Well, how's later supposed to work?
Don't make things worse.
Worse? How?
Never you mind.
How?
What do you think? It's what we've talked about, you and me, since I got here with your little sister. Did you really think I wasn't going to do it? Jimmy, too?
You? And Jimmy? And me too? No, he won't survive it.
You're not.
Have you talked to him?
No.
When do you plan to?
I'm not so sure we will.
You know how I feel about this. I'm on your side, but why now?
How's later supposed to work?
You could have worked this out already, long ago, way back. There are ways.
No.
Proper ways.
No.
There's that court, the Court in Marota, it's called, I think. They handle these cases.
Do you know who he is?
He's my father, and he's...
Do you know who he is downstairs to those men, right this minute?
a diplomat.
To those men.
He wrote the Declaration of...
All men are created equal.
I know, but...
They call him their apostle, a liberty. And you want us to go to court about this? And what about Jimmy and me? We just want to live here like other folks, quiet like, well, what about us?
You're scared to talk to him. You're scared he'll talk you out of it.
And what if I am?
You owe it to him.
Owe it to him?
A decent respect requires you should declare causes for separation or some such thing about owing. It's the right thing to do. I'm going to talk to him.
I got 100,000 things to do before tomorrow, and I don't got time for this. Now you go to your little sister's room right now. She's all in a fright about the voyage. She wants to go less than you, me, and Jimmy all put together.
A decent respect.
You go there right now.
Good gracious alive.
Good afternoon, Patsy. How do you do?
I'm fine, Father. And you?
Thucydides?
Memory.
Xenophon?
I don't know.
Nor do I. Let's put him here. Jimmy's quite beside himself. I don't know what's gotten into him. Of course, this dinner is an inconvenience, but he acts, well, as if I deserve no consideration at all, as if I were a stranger with no right of command. Why? After all my kindnesses? All that I've offered and promised? All the expenses I've lavished having trained in the arts of French cuisine? My friendship? I don't understand. He's been like this ever since that business at the Bastille. Would you kindly talk with him? Try to calm him down.
Yes, monsieur.
Did you hear about the Bastille? What happened? Did the news reach England? I do hope so. The nobility there would do well to take heed. All sorts of, a mob stormed that infernal old prison, took the ancient regime altogether by surprise. Only 7 prisoners released, but as a symbol and importance, well, all sorts of aristocrats are fleeing the country, simply terrified. Of just what? I do not know. I stayed away. I saw none of it, of course. As a diplomat, it must have nothing to do with such things. And yet, magnificent! But for heaven's sake, tell no one I said so. I'm under suspicion as it is. Look here. Open before it was lit. Happens all the time now. I've taken to writing my letters in code. I'm lucky to get my head on my shoulders. But Jimmy, he was there to watch the whole thing. My own servants right there to cheer the rebellion on. And now he's thinking out every chance he gets to help tear the old place down. I can say nothing to stop. Did you wish to speak with me?
It can wait, Father.
Not from what Mrs. Gosway tells me. Has your trunk arrived from the Abbey?
No.
That won't do.
Monsieur,
You must send for it
Your
directly.
Excellency, may I
Time
have
is
your
getting
attention?
short.
My
There
brother,
is still
I
much
mean
to
the
do
chef,
before we
wishes
leave.
to say. The chef
Don't
of
make
Sir
poor Sally
Magistrate
Staples
Jefferson
like
wishes to
Mrs.
beg your pardon for a humbler
That would be
dinner
most
than your
inconsiderate.
Excellencies deserve. Instead of his specialty fricandeau of veal,
Unless you've got plans to the contrary.
he must serve a modish dish of beef à la doigt.
Yes, Father.
With, he hopes to mollify you with our selections
Yes,
of wine,
what,
sherry,
my dear?
champagne, and much else.
I do have plans to the contrary.
And a delightful creme de glacé for dessert.
I'm not going home tomorrow.
Bon appétit tout le monde.
Did I hear correctly?
I believe so, Father.
Why is this?
I'm taking holy orders. I wish to become a nun.
I should go.
No. Stay. We'll finish this quick. A most singular decision. However did you come by it? I thought I'd had an understanding with the abbess. You were not to receive religious instruction.
I know her well, La Reverende Mère. She is the woman of her word.
Please don't blame her, Father.
I'm not blaming her. However could I? I'm the one who wrote a statute for religious freedom.
Oh.
Well, must you hurry off? Won't you stay until morning? No? Well, at least stay until dinner then. Yes, you mustn't go away hungry.
Do not make lightness of this, Thomas. She has made the decision of maturity. Show some respect while you go to shatter her dream. I made the same decision as her myself once, when much of her same age.
You didn't go through with it.
I must sometimes wonder why. I fear you must surrender to the will of your father, cara mia. He does not wish as you do. He wishes instead to go on teaching to you that there is no God.
I teach her no such thing. She learns that in the abbey.
Oh, atheism there?
The worst sort. Tell me, where is God? Where does he live?
Everywhere.
So I can reach out and touch him.
No.
Why not? Of what stuff is he made?
No stuff at all, Father.
Pero, amor del cielo, God is no mere thing made of matter.
So he is everywhere, and yet comprised of nothing. He has infinite height, width, and depth, and yet none at all. A dimensionless geometrical point.
Such absurdness.
So it is, and it's what churches teach.
God is spirit.
No doubt. Jesus himself says so. He knew that spirit is material and real, thin and light, an ethereal gas perhaps, subtler than our gross bodies, but material nonetheless. I don't know where to look for such spirit, but that's of small concern. God's existence is manifest in the infinite beauty of natural design, from the growth of the flower to the precession of the equinoxes. He is cause perpetual, cause everlasting.
Oh, evil, a gaseous God.
Come in, Sally. Think of him however you like. He is not the church's impossible God of childish miracles, but the great mechanic who devised and maintains the one great miracle. A world where miracles are not needed.
Oh, this is the God of your head, surely.
The God of my heart as well.
But Father, this God of yours, so subtle and ethereal, not gross like us, how can you be so sure that it's a he?
Charlie! Be care what you say. Leave the blaspheming to your father and Ave Maria quickly. Truly, cara mia, there is a feminite within things, or all things, which we find safe in the hands of Sancta Maria-Audrae. That is enough for us to know. It is not for us to question else or beyond.
Is it happening again, Father? I'll pray for it to be better.
You prayed. I prayed too when your mother was dying.
I know how to pray better now. What do you think, Sally?
About what, mademoiselle?
God?
Why, nothing, mademoiselle.
Surely you have some thought, jeune fille. Tell us.
Back where my grandmama come from, folks got lots of names for God, but my kin talk about Ashe, and it's hard to say what it is, but I was really little when my nephew Andy was born. Still, I had to take care of him best I could whenever my sister was out working, sometimes far away, stitching, cooking, stirring the lime pot boiling. And whenever little Andy began to whimper, not even really cry, she'd be back on the spot ready to feed him. Now, how'd she know he was hungry? She said it was Ashe moving inside her, and Ashe he was hungering for. Ashe, it's something everybody's got moving inside them that you have to keep giving everywhere to everybody, sharing it always. Did you ever get that feeling? Something you had to give to someone else? A painting. Maybe you'd paint just for kindness. Words you'd write to make people more free. A prayer for someone sick. I don't know much about God, but that feeling. Mama sings it every morning.
So pretty.
I don't know what it means. I don't think my mama does either. But her mama before her, she sung it where she come from. She... I think I know what it means too. What it is, what it's for, and who. It's like that with God.
I have duties below.
Father, not now. Rest here, spell.
Yes, rest.
Duties and duties. Duties at war and mutiny among themselves, duties not to tend to other duties, and duties to disobey duties that command to be even thus. I must tend to them also now. It is my duty. I must tell Mr. Short to send someone to fetch Patsy's trunk.
What if the abbess won't send it back?
She shall, for I also am a man sent under authority, and I say to one under my command, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. At last, not quite, but I do not doubt the existence of a universal monarch, but am I at least not his vassal in this house? Has he not delegated to me some small power?
You are unwell and need of rest, at least a momentary.
I'll go tell them that.
No, stay. See to them, monsieur. I shall go and talk to Mr. Short about the trunk. To the other gentlemen, I will be your herald. What would you have I say to them?
Dinner will be served shortly.
Already done, monsieur.
Then say that I shall advise them in their business.
Your business is what with them?
Mustn't say.
Most futile to keep such a secret. I am accessory already, am I not?
It's dangerous to know.
More dangerous, I think, to not know. For me.
It's a certain declaration that I instigated.
Une déclaration de droit de l'homme et du citoyen?
Yes.
Even abroad there is the gossip. A bientôt.
I'm sorry, Father. It's no use. You can take my things back, but I'm not a thing that belongs to you. You can't make me go.
We won't be gone long. We'll come back here soon. Someday, if you still feel the same way you say you do.
You're not coming back here. This isn't your place. You won't be able to live here forever. I can feel it. You're getting pulled back already. You won't be able to live so far away from Mother's grave.
Patsy.
And I can't go there with you.
Please.
How long did you mourn?
Don't.
I mean, how long would you like that? In so much pain like you are right now, only so much worse. Shut up in your room, never coming out. We could only hear you walking. So much walking, footsteps all the time keeping us awake. You never took any time to sleep. How long? Your mama went in there. Hardly another soul was allowed. She kept him fed somehow, just barely. How long was it? How long? Days? No, weeks. And I'd knock on your door, begging you to come back to us, but you wouldn't even talk to me through the door. Until one day, you came out, and I talked you into going riding with me like we'd done since I'd been big enough to get on a horse. And we went riding west from Monticello. And for a while, you seemed happy. And you talked to me like you'd always done about little things that didn't matter. And we kept on riding farther and farther, and the mountains in front of us got bigger, and you got quieter and quieter, and I was worried because we were getting awfully far from home. And I asked you, where are we going, Father? And you didn't say anything. And we kept on riding, and I asked you again, where are we going, Father? And again like that a couple more times, until finally you said, we're going.
Or my spirit will soar with rapture.
And I knew. You want to try all the way out to the natural bridge. The sight of all that rock, that huge, huge bulk of solid earth flying in the air.
So miraculous.
Like a dandelion seed, high above our miserable little heads. Like some kind of heaven.
Firmaments of weightless stone.
I guess you thought it made everything all right. And I said, we can't ride there in one day. And you didn't say anything. And I said, we can't ride there in 2 days. And you didn't say anything. And it came up a cloud, and I said, looks like rain. But I don't reckon you even heard me. We kept on riding, and the rain started falling, and I couldn't see the mountains up ahead anymore, and then we couldn't see the trees to either side of us, and then we couldn't see anything at all, barely each other even. Sheets of rain, mostly drowning the both of us. And I was crying while we rode, begging to turn back, but I don't think you heard me. We couldn't hear anything over the rain, not even the horses breathing. And finally, your mare stopped and you didn't move, and I thought you were dead. But you weren't. I took hold of the reins and led the way back, and it never stopped raining the whole way. We were both sick when we got home. I won't go there with you. I'll go spend some time with Polly before dinner. You look like her, Sally. I know I say that a lot, but you just do.
I spoke to Jimmy downstairs. I don't think I heard him correctly. No, I couldn't have heard him right.
Reserve. Du contract social. Imagination.
Reason.
You're coming back here, so you keep saying, monsieur. All right, then. I'll be here until Jimmy.
Sally.
I'll be glad to work for the same wages, monsieur. I'm sure Jimmy will too, monsieur, but you'll have to ask him. And if there's nothing else, I have work.
Sit down. Please. You've saved some money, I'm sure. Jimmy has too. That's good. But have you really thought this through? I don't know how long it'll be gone. God only knows what will happen here in the meantime. Almost 300 livres a year for Jimmy. Almost 150 for you. Have you found another employer who will offer you that? And you know you can depend on it. Paid out every month. Not just every so often or once a year or not at all. Do you know what you might be getting into? I'm worried. Talk with me.
I don't know what you want me to say, monsieur.
Tell me why.
I'm sure you don't want me to lie, monsieur.
God's sake, won't you stop saying that?
I don't know what to call you. Now. Sorry for how it hurts. Are you scared about going back? About the voyage, I mean. I don't mean to mock you asking like this. I just wondered. Were you scared coming here that first time from Virginia? On the ship? And sick? I was awful scared. Polly was awful sick and scared. And the captain kept looking at me in a bad way. Kept saying things about what he'd do when I'd come sailing back alone. When I was more ripe. Ugly things. And I was sick too. My grandmama tells a story about when she came back the other way a long time ago. She was sick. So many were sick, she said, and so many died. They were dying in shackles all around her, and she wished she could just die too. They'd unchain the bodies and take them up and throw them overboard. Do you think that was true? I don't know what to think about. And the captain, he took her. She didn't understand a word he said, and he took her. And I was sick, and I was awful scared. The captain scared me.
The bodies. Do you remember in January? So cold. So many of them died, all of them poor, in such fearful numbers. The Seine was frozen so deep that wagons drove across the ice. Wagons piled high with bodies.
You can't play your
It
wrist.
must be horribly out of tune. Where's that tune? Never mind. My pitch is good. La.
Messieurs, s'il vous plaît,
Even my voice is
may I have a word with you?
La.
The girl.
And then
The
perfect
lovely
this.
one.
Even a child
Sally is
can
her
do
name, yes?
From La to
She
Re,
is not free in
Re,
Virginia.
So,
true.
La to Mi.
And yet, Tomorrow she is to go back with her minister.
Only I
What
can
should
get
he
lost.
call you alone?
How can that be?
My mama called him, my father, Master.
I've tried to talk to her, but cannot draw out her.
Even up to the day he died. Even today, even now.
She is like the Sphinx to me. All I read.
The old Master.
Perhaps you could talk to her, messieurs, put things correct. After all, France has nothing of the slaves.
She still calls him that today, even now.
I'll pay you into Jimmy Monticello.
So you say.
You don't trust me?
I don't trust your whole world. I'll not call you what she called him. Not here in Paris. It's not even allowed. Do you understand? Here. I'll do that. I don't know how to play, but I've watched you too. And I've listened, Tom.
Dearest Martha,
Dear darling Tom.
do you still suffer?
Oh, such a question.
Is the pain any better?
No, even the spirit, not gross and heavy, all light and subtle, oh dear, must feel pain. And yet, even in pain, I'm at peace. But you, poor darling, you're in pain and so sad. And how can you allow it? Happiness is a duty, you always say. Here, play. Make us both better. I don't have my harpsichord, but you can play for me. Something with sunlight, musical sunlight for this dreary world drowning in sadness. For as you say, the art of life
Is the art of avoiding pain.
Vivaldi from La Cetra. No, Telemann, a fantasia, one with a fugue. Let's have some magic. And don't tell me it's not magic. Don't tell me it's all numbers and proportions. A fugue, 2 voices, 1 instrument, 1 player. It's impossible. It's supernatural. It can't be done without magic. The devil is a fiddler after all. Don't scold me for saying so. Don't tell me the devil doesn't exist. For when you play, you are the devil, don't you know it? You, a fugue, from your one soul. It's beautiful, black magic, and I love your devilishness when you play air Telemann. Play and I'll dance across that blind bridge of stone.
I can't.
Oh, but it's easy. As easy as lying.
I never liked.
No, I don't suppose you did, and you kept nothing from me. We promised each other no. Why can't you play for me?
My wrist. It's hurt.
And you didn't tell me?
I'm sorry.
When?
Some 3 years ago.
What happened?
I fell at the Coeur Lorraine.
How?
I jumped over a fence.
How reckless. Why?
The day was windy. A lady, her scarf blew away. I chased after her.
Gallant as well as reckless. Her name?
Maria.
And you didn't want to tell me about her? Silly thing, why should I care? You're nothing to her, nor she to you, no matter what you might think just yet.
Time wastes too fast.
Yes, I remember.
And every letter that I trace tells with what rapidity life follows my pen.
I was so sick I'd grown too weak to speak, but I could still hold a pen and write.
The days and hours of it are flying over our heads.
Like clouds of a windy day, never to return more. Time presses on. But then my hand fell still, and the pen fell from my hand.
Forever.
And then you picked up the pen and wrote.
And every time I kiss thy hand to bid adieu, every absence which follows it, are preludes to that eternal separation which we are shortly to make. I was crippled, couldn't rise from my chair, couldn't speak. Then I waited. I didn't know for what, but I waited. And it came. It came.
What came?
The thunderbolt of pain, crashing into my skull, a falling marble column of whiteness, such fierce white light. And still I stayed home. Why didn't it cleave me? It burns, a burning white coldness, so hot it nearly froze me through. It was a burning statue of ice. I wanted to raise my arms, embrace the light, because surely if I could clutch it in my arms, with all my love, all my shattered love, it would shatter me. Dash me into vapor. But you can't embrace the thing that's surging through you. Still I stayed home. Where was the thunder? I heard nothing. All that light, it blinded me to sound. And then, sudden blackness. I fell limp and empty in the dark. I rose to my feet. I had to find my way through that black ache.
And that was when they heard you walk.
And walking and walking.
I said something before the end.
You said you could not die happy.
If I thought my children were to have a stepmother brought over them.
I promised never again to marry.
More than I asked. But what troubles you? Is it the girl? My sister? Oh, you're shocked, poor darling. Did you really think I didn't know? That she is my father's daughter? I brought her into our house. I taught her to read. I gave her this little bell. Of course I knew. I never spoke of it, no one did. There we were all babbling over things we knew nothing about. And the things we knew we kept in silence. And now, poor girl, she doesn't know what to call you. She only wants to call you. Tom.
The world has gone mad. Downstairs is altogether mad. Sounds this you this so? The gentlemen, they refuse allowing the servants to serve. In turn, become servants themselves. It is the revolution come, they say. Liberty, equalite. And the marquises, they Lafayette and they Condorcet, they are the butlers. And the other gentlemen, they go to the kitchen to help, his name is James, to cook and prepare the food. They call for Sally. This dinner, they say, is in her honor. They wish to serve her. All is, what is the word? Turvy-topsy? And I am to be the music. I am to paint my magic of the keyboard. All this, this opera. It is in tune the harpsichord.
Manatee!
I don't understand. What's happening?
The king, they say, when he got the news about the prison, he asked, "Is it a revolt?" "No, sire," came the reply. "It is a revolution." The mob has broken through the gates. My own Bastille is falling.
I've not heard you laugh.
It's been so very long. Sally, you have nothing to fear. We won't be gone long. America can't keep me away. Not from this wonderful city and all that's about to happen here.
So why go at all?
For I also am a man set under authority. George Washington commands it. Let's not talk about politics.
Tell me.
Sally.
I need to know.
The American Confederation has failed in Shackles.
But what would you have a play, monsieur?
A new constitution's been written, pinned by a band of demigods.
This much you do know it, Bahando?
But it's not yet law, and it throws liberty to the winds without a bill of rights.
Ah, but no. We shall save it for some minister. His music have grown on true.
They say they need him. Washington says he needs me.
Oh, but what about that this petit chanson?
He demands my return.
It is in English, though. Quite old, I think.
And when Washington demands a thing, well, to say no, it's out of the question. I'll go there. There's nothing to keep me here. I will come back to Paris.
The world turned upside down. Ah, you do not know it. I shall teach it to you later, but for now.
What about her grave, Tom?
When I was a girl, very little, I make a minuet all by myself.
She can't leave her grave.
Can I remember it?
And I can't leave here.
Alas, it has been so long, too long. No, I think I cannot remember.
This city. 5 years I've been here. I've seen so much of it. I know it so well, and yet, have I seen any of it at all? Do I really know it? Look there, the Palace de l'Élysée, so close by, just a stroll away, and I've never been there. Why? Poor Matilda, the broken-hearted Princess de Song. It's her palace now. She lives there. But I've never paid her a visit. Both of us, broken-hearted. I've never met her. I should see her gardens. I hear they're beautiful, and into the spring, I swear, even from here, I can smell her lilacs. Her heart is healing, they say, after so much time alone. And I hear she keeps a marvelously mad salon full of black art, zodiacal charts, palmistry, readings of dreams. She is a witch, they say, and I have never met her. I must meet her. There is too much Paris. There is never enough Paris.
I don't know what to do.
Come back.
No, about dinner. What do I do?
You're not a stranger here. You watch, you listen, you know.
But what do I...
It's like tuning the violin. You turn the keys and plug the strings. Listen, your opportunity. How does it go? You show me.
First the bow.
Ceremonial turns into bending steps.
And 2 straight ones.
Come back.
No. Where will I sit? At dinner?
At my right hand, no doubt.
Not really.
The gentleman will assist, I imagine.
Such foolishness.
You must stop this.
I can't.
Or can I?
What's happening?
You're bewitched, I fancy.
How?
You must be one of poor Matilda's magic spells.
You don't believe that.
Oh, my head, maybe, but my heart.
I feel something moving through me.
Something you must give somebody else.
That feeling, like God.
Come back.
I won't.
Only we can see ourselves.
Do we even see each other? Here we are. Back again.
Without progressing a single step, and on the very spot whence we started.
Rousseau?
Voltaire. Are you not well?
I'm a little dizzy.
It's not a Virginia reel.
I don't know what to do. Whoa!
Mais écoutez, messieurs. At my request, Madame has put aside Handel in favor of something plus appropriate for the moment. Do you know this by Cheney? Je vais la voir, je vais l'entendre, je vais retrouver le bonheur. Pardonnez-moi, messieurs. I've not felt like singing for a very long time. It was an excellent creme glacé, wouldn't you agree? I invested well, hiring the Conde's cook to have my man trained in the art of pastry. And tomorrow, James will bear the recipe to America. Unless it is a state secret, peut-être. A precious export. French cuisine shall raise my countrymen up from savagery, from wild orangutans to gentlemen of breeding. But surely I can say nothing more to advise you. Your declaration truly dwarfs my own. Oh, I don't flatter you, not at all. Every sentence rings with Gallic originality and genius. I'm humbled by it. And yet, yes, I have one more thought.
You put that down? You had no right.
Never mind, I'm through. It's sad. Poor Miss Causeway. Poor Mr. Causeway, too. Poor soul.
I suppose you could use some explaining to about it.
Have you read it?
No.
I don't need explaining to. I'm not shocked. I'm not even surprised. Just sad. It's like I knew it already without knowing it. Does that make sense?
I just came from Polly's room. She's so scared. I don't know what to do.
That was quite some dinner. And all for you. I don't reckon you saw it coming.
She's so scared of the ocean.
No one could take their eyes off you.
I don't know how we'll ever get her to go.
You have them wrapped around your finger. They adore you. They're enchanted. Now, that ugly one with the big red nose and crooked teeth and such nasty breath, did you smell it? Well, maybe enchanted isn't the right word. The way he's been staring at you, watch out for him. He's awful drunk. No one can take their eyes off you. Ever since I was little, I've had this way of knowing things without knowing them. It was all those things people don't talk about back home. Folks go to so much trouble not to talk about them, but all I needed was eyes. I just looked. Do you know what I mean? And I'm older now. I've still got eyes, and I see things I couldn't understand before, and I'm not blind. Polly's too little to understand. But if I wanted explaining to, you'd be the one I'd ask. Patsy! I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Why did I say that was wrong with me?
It's all right.
No, it's not. I'm really, really sorry.
It's all right.
Don't go saying it's all right when it's not. Nothing's all right. Look here. Just a light. I'm scarcely any lighter. When we were little and playing, sometimes I'd stop and look at you for the longest time. Did you know why? I always told you you looked like her, because you did. But somehow I knew I wasn't supposed to talk more about it than that. And your mama, too. Looking so much lighter than the others. And your brothers and sisters, Bobby and Jimmy and Thenia and Krista and Pete, all even lighter than your mama. Just like you. And like mother. And when a body gets old enough, I guess you don't have to ask anymore. You just know what it is. But you don't know. Not really. Not unless somebody tells you out loud, or you say it out loud yourself. I've got to say it. Just so I'll know and really know.
Don't.
I know. About you. About that part of God moving inside you. And I know where. And how. And who. And I had to say that just once.
What must you think of me?
What? How can you ask that? I love you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anybody, not even awful old Mr. Causeway. It's the world, that's all. And it's all wrong all over. And it's no different at home. That's why I want to stay there. Isn't that happy, don't you see? It's just so clean, all over inside there, and it's... Father's right. God is made out of matter. And there you can feel him. You can touch him. You can touch his face. And his face is so gentle, and he's so full of love. Everybody there feels it, and everybody wants to do his will. They want to love him back. It's all they ever do. I've never been any place like it.
I know.
I reckon you did.
Mr. Short got your trunk from the Abbey. I'll get you packing on soon.
Sally! Was I wrong? Am I really just a thing that belongs to him until I belong to a husband?
You're not really staying, are you?
Never mind about me. If I were you, well, I'd stay.
La propriété tombe en droit inviolable et simple.
You're crazy not to stay.
That word, property,
Don't let Father talk you out of it.
the one I didn't use.
Better yet, just don't talk to him at all.
John Locke's old formulation.
Just stay.
Life, liberty, it's property.
Polly's so scared. It'll really help if you go talk to her.
I'll do that. Sally. I won't talk about it anymore.
Property. Necessary, no doubt. Inalienable, but a right, inviolable and sacred? It seems to me rather a burden, a source of debt and sorrow, an obstacle to the supreme birthright. Je vais la voir, je vais l'entendre, je vais retrouver le bon air. Le bon air. Happiness. The highest of duties, the noblest of pursuits. Tell me truly, messieurs, you excellent gentlemen of means, has property ever given you a moment of real happiness? These things of the flesh, of sense, savory to smell, voluptuous to touch, delectable to taste, harmonious to ear and eye. Yes, those are without a doubt the wellsprings of happiness. But to reduce them to loutish property, and all vitality withers within. May we not seize this opportunity to enshrine le bonheur, la félicité, happiness not merely of the one, but of the many, the greatest happiness for the greatest number, as the first law of government? Happiness as a widening spiral, an ever-expanding sphere, a blessed contagion, infecting all the body politic? You smile at me, as if I wish to write a fine dish of crème glacée to your declaration. And perhaps that's not far from my intention. But that's not to be, is it? Well,
Did you? Kind. I came to rest myself of a moment from my labors of the keyboard. I've played sottocello so many hours today.
What may I do to serve you, madame?
To the contrary, jeune fille. How may I serve you? It is the theme of the day, n'est-ce pas? The world gone sans dessus dessous, sotto sopra, turvy-topsy. Come, sit. Would you care for a glass of Madeira wine? You have not tried of it? You must try a glass. And may I, humble servant that I am, presume of drinking also? Merci, mademoiselle. So, Ministre, he does not like the drinking of health, he says. But shall we anyway? Yes, let us do it. Between ourselves, he does not need to know. To change. It is the only thing that stays. We must talk. Together, you and I, between ourselves. I know of many things of this world. You are young. There are dangers you do not yet know. I can tell you things which you are of need to hear, things that will help you, because I want to be of help. Do you believe me? Will you trust? And listen.
Listen to me and you shall hear news had not been this 1,000 years. Terrence, Caesar, and many more you've never heard the like before. Only days are despised, new fashions are devised. Oh, Christmas is kicked out of town. Yet let's be content in the times lament to see the world turned upside down. The song you taught them, did you know? The British band played it when Cornwallis surrendered at Yorktown. An appropriate choice, madame.
Well, how goes the revolution?
I believe it is almost won. It's all in a single night. If only Americans had been so swift and bloodless. They'll leave presently. I must have a quiet moment to myself before singing them all. When I sing, the pain lives. If only I could sing all the time.
Well, would you care for some wine? I have already served our guest of honor.
Oh, yes. I mustn't forget. We're in the midst of an impromptu Saturnalia, a feast of fools, a world gone mad and upside down. Yes, I believe I shall partake. No. Allow me to serve myself. Madeira wine. Our Dr. Franklin swears by its healing properties.
I did not know your Dr. Franklin was a doctor.
More than healing. He calls it an elixir, a life restorer, life-giving. He loves to tell the story of 3 flies he once found drowned in a bottle. As an experiment, he placed them on a windowsill in the sunlight to dry them. 2 never moved, or 1 never moved, so they had to toss it away. But 2 of them stirred, wriggling their legs and wings until at last they flew away. A terrible liar, Dr. Franklin. Do you suppose it was true? He proposes his own carcass be preserved in a barrel in Madeira, dried out 200 or 300 years hence, so he may revive, wriggling his legs and wings until at last... The consummation devoutly to be wished. No doubt it's so written in his last will and testament. I do not ask so much of it, only relief. I spoke to Jimmy downstairs. Only briefly, but I think he'll change his mind.
How?
We understand one another.
Father!
Come in.
I can't get Polly to sleep. Poor thing, she told me why. You never told me, Sally.
I was hoping she forgot.
Forgot? No wonder she's so scared of going on a ship. Did you know about it, Father? Back home while we were waiting here for her, she didn't even know she was coming to Paris. Didn't know until... Oh, Sally, why didn't you ever tell me?
I hated it, the whole thing.
What happened?
Uncle Francis and Aunt Betsy. They went and put her and Sally and Cousin Johnny aboard a ship, told her it wasn't going to leave the dock. So Polly just thought she'd spend a couple of days there with Sally and Johnny.
Just a jolly time playing sailors and pirates is all, and then straight back home to Edmonton.
And she went to sleep and woke up in the night and everything was moving and rocking and Johnny was gone and she didn't know where she was.
And she was sick, and I was sick, and she wouldn't stop crying.
And how old was she? 5?
6.
And ever since she's been as scared of the dark and going to sleep at night, as scared to wake up with everything moving and rocking.
And she cried and cried and cried.
Well, she's just desperate for me not to stay in Paris. She begged me to come along and make sure people aren't lying to her all over again. She begged me to promise her.
What did you say?
Miss Causeway, you said you thought about it once when you were young.
The veil? I did.
Why didn't you?
Are you afraid of the dark too, my child? I was afraid. I am still so now. Today, every day, mostly in night, but also in day. and of the day's own darkness. There and in the convent, it was always the light, with the candles making the light, and then there were the prayers and the bells ringing, all hours, matins, louds, vespers, telling me all I needed to know of my life. So did I love it there because of how I loved God? Because of how I was afraid, without the light of the dark? I only wanted being true. I chose being true. The world is dark, Carrie. It is not good to go making believe of light where it is not.
And God's out there in the dark too, isn't he? Holly's so scared.
Did you try singing to her?
No.
You should. I'll go get your pack and
No! I'll do it later. It's the least I can do.
Nobody in this world can make me so happy or so miserable as you.
That's nice to hear. Good night, Father.
Good night, Pat.
Good night, Miss Cosway. Good night, Sally.
Oh, Sally, you must go downstairs. The gentlemen clamor for your presence.
Why?
To advise them on matters of state, of course.
Such foolishness.
Foolishness is the order of the day. Go, go. You mustn't keep them waiting. For the love of God, don't lift a finger to serve. They'll be dreadfully offended. Go.
Things are not as I expected.
After you went back to England, I was so desolate.
Yes, so you wrote to me upon bended knee. Though in such position, however, one can write, that lovely Maria must return at once to Paris, or Thomas, he shall surely die.
More than a year ago.
And yet, here you are, alive. You have found some raison de vivre after all.
Like a fly in the deer.
But the pain remains bad, no? Does it no help at all, the wine? She is lovely.
So much like Martha.
She is not Martha. She is she. Learn that. Tell me now what is between you.
I can't.
You can. You are the man of words. It is why the gentlemen are here, n'est-ce pas? Tell me now, without shame, with your such fine and eloquent words.
There are no words. Back in Virginia, no one speaks of it. It is everywhere one looks, a deep impassable fog. Everyone smiles and says, what a beautiful sunny day. Their blindness is so perfect you'd think there was no word for fog. Thought I'd escaped it, but even in Paris it has crept up on. Still no word for it.
Toujours tout changement. All things changes.
Now that you know, must you go back to England?
Go back? Why ever should I? My place is here, and yours is so too. God has brought me here, and today God has showed me why. You smile. You do not see the hand of God, not even when he waved it before your nose, snapping his fingers, shouting at you to awake! Awake! Oh, Shackles, Tommaso! I must now make you understand what God could not. More of Dr. Franklin's elixir, please. I must become a little drunk. I came to rest my fingers of a moment. They have rested quickly. The harpsichord is not very tiring, for one does merely touch the keys. This touching, it is good for the little English song, but not so good for Cheney, Le Bon Air, or other music of today with such a boldness and sweep. To make music of revolution, to touch is not enough. One must strike the keys. Would you like I instead to play the fortepiano?
No.
Why?
It is too indelicate an instrument.
And I am, how did you once say, of the softness of disposition, which is the ornament of my sex and the charm of yours. Well, I've heard the same with painting. Such little canvases I am given, nothing too big for my soft, sweet little hands. Or my soft, sweet little mind, as Richard say. But God knows how my hands are strong and my mind is large, and today God has showed me a subject that I must paint. May I show you now also? For you are to be its patron, and much more. You must provide for me a canvas as big as Monsieur David ever painted. No, bigger. I will need higher steps than his to reach all of its places. The painting, it will be too vast for the eye to take at once. The eye, it staggers of a moment, overwhelmed, but it must begin looking somewhere. Here. The eye is commanded to go here, where is a little hand, but very, very strong, and it holds what? What is it that it holds? A rod? A staff? A pike? The eye does not yet know, and the eye then finds a little cherub, naked, beautiful, an infant for the moment, but he grows as the eye watches, and he holds in his strong hands what? What is it that he holds? Where is it that he sits? The lap of the mother, a young dusky beauty, a concubine of Egypt, Hagar of the long black hair, her breast bare, for the child was drinking of her milk just before, but has of now pulled away, for he is weaned now. And she holds unto what he holds in the grasp, more gentle. And just behind the mother and the child is the father, tall and noble, no swarthy Abraham, but of visage ruddy and of streaming fiery hair, the master and protector, who holds in his mighty hand the staff which is offered to him by the goddess who towers behind them all and armored, a Minerva of power and wisdom, and it is the staff of a flag she places into their mortal hands, of colors bright and glowing as all the scene from the morning sun behind them, waves of drapery rippling free and swirling in the wind, immense and enfolding all. And at their feet, a pair of iron shackles, open, empty, and left for rusting.
The goddess of liberty handing the flag of freedom into the hands
of her divine apostle who sits with his family.
A newly freed slave woman, and her there.
You did not know? Till this moment you did not know. Do you see? The vision that God has given me, the work he has given me to do.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
No, do not speak the words, Thomas, but sing them. The music of Handel, for God has given unto friends of family an apostle of liberty, his unshackled slave and the child of their love, to lead all mankind to freedom. It is a miracle. It is the beginning of an age of miracles, the age of liberty and freedom.
And where are you in this composition?
Everywhere.
The artist of the revolution.
Do you now see the power I am speaking of for you?
Yes.
And for those of your blood.
Yes.
You are amused?
Liberty is not a goddess. It is a tree.
I have heard you speak of it, your tree of liberty, its roots thirsting for blood.
The blood of patriots and tyrants. A subject more fitting for Bosch, my dear, than for Monsieur David or for you. Sometimes in the dark I glimpse its trunk, gnarled and knotted from untold ages of clash and carnage. its multitude of branches reaching towards the sunlight. For the sunlight is freedom, and freedom is happiness.
What is a slave?
But the branches are like a multi-headed monster.
What is a master?
A vicious hydra with all its faces at war, one against the other.
What is it to be free?
The terrible faces of liberty.
Back home, my mama says nobody's body is free.
They are consumed with greed and hatred.
There's no such thing as a free body. As a body can't lift a
Strong
finger.
strangles the weak. The master beats down the slave.
A body can't get up of a morning.
And every branch is either a hammer or an anvil.
Or wash itself clean.
Oppressor or oppressed.
Or do anything at all without somebody telling it to.
Subduer or subdue.
That somebody's the soul.
They have eyes, those faces, those cruel serpent branches.
The body's the soul's slave. The
Why
soul's
can't they
the
see
body's master.
that the sky is filled with sunlight? That there is freedom and infinite abundance.
Now there's lots of different bodies and lots of different kinds of souls.
Is happiness bountiful enough for every creature that lives or ever shall?
And lots of different kinds of somebody's souls treating their bodies good or bad in life.
Not merely to share, but to give, until the sun exhausts its perpetual light?
Some souls are kind, and some are mean.
No. They've been struggling too long. They know nothing but to grapple and to grasp.
Some souls got themselves bodies that are strong, and some souls have got themselves bodies that
Tell me!
So some souls wind themselves up slaves to other souls.
Must some be shackled so that others may be free and happy?
And now you're telling me there's no soul, no such thing at all.
I devote my life to finding the answer.
Well, I'd like that just fine, wouldn't you?
I have sworn upon the altar of God to find the answer.
Because if there's no soul, there's no master. And if there's no master, there's no slave. Everybody'd be free.
And you will search for this answer where? Here in Paris, or,
My head and heart's quarrel as always.
your head tells you?
That the art of life is the art of avoiding pain.
But your heart!
That happiness is more than the absence of pain. I must look into the crime and the death that mocks my life.
Your slaves!
I shall never know freedom as long as I hold others in bondage. Our lives are not fables, allegories. We do not symbolize or represent Maria. We do. God's creation is incomplete. He left it thus to set us free. He gave us the moral sense, our moral passion. All we need to finish His work, to make creation just and more perfect.
Ah! Perfection! Not Paris. It will be bloody here, I think. She will not go back with you.
How do you know?
How can it be that you do not know? You are wrong, all wrong about the one and only God. He is just as He is written to be, so simple. God is love.
How can a loving God...
The old question always, and so foolish. Permit there should be evil? Allow there to be pain and cruelty and sickness? The death of your Martha? So boring a question. Listen to what I say, Thomas. He is not a loving God. He is love. And if you do not understand God, it is for that you do not understand love. There is nothing in the world, or the heaven, or the hell, more implacable, more terrible, or cruel than love. There is no justice. There is nothing kind or gentle in love, none. Love kills all dream of perfection. Every hope we have. It is the hardest and coldest thing of all that there is. She will not go back with you. I have drunk too much of the elixir.
Sally? Sally, has something happened?
Do not ask Thomas. I know her look.
What happened?
Oh, ask no questions. She'll tell you no truth.
The hallway's so dark.
You should have had the candles revealed.
I should have. It all happened so fast. Suddenly he was just there and he grabs me by my wrist. He pulls me in a doorway. He offers me money. I say I don't want it. Then he presses me so close I can't move it. Touches me all over.
Who was it?
She did not see him.
I'm sure it was the one with the nose and the teeth and the breath.
Domancy. He is none of well for this.
What did you do?
I'm not sure. It all happened so fast, but he groaned something terrible, and he might have trouble walking a while.
I'll go remove them.
Really, Thomas, why trouble yourself? He has learned his lesson.
She's right.
This is still my house! At least for tonight.
So you will go and grab him by a scruff of neck and throw him into the street?
We shall see.
Poverino. Does he know what he goes to do? Do you know? Has he ever fought a duel or raised a feast against a man? I do not know him to so much as raise his voice when he be angry. Ma non importa. Domancy will make no trouble of it. He is most cowardish. Domancy will go quiet. But you, Sally, what has you so shaken? This was nothing new that happened. Surely not the first time, or even the worst. What is the hour, do you think? I am to leave most presently.
Why don't you
Stay? Sally, when I arrive here, one look at you and I know I am not to stay here. Not tonight. I spoke to Mr. Short about the coach. By now it is ready and I will go to La Bay. I am always welcome there. It matters not the hour. And then tomorrow to England. And you will stay here, Remo? Well, you know, he will not come back here. Not again.
begging your pardon, madame, but how do you know?
He's not the man for this. For the times like this. And your brother, it seems he has changed his mind.
I doubt that, madame.
You do not believe me. Well, come, let us look at Paris.
Poor Polly.
She will be beautiful.
My pretty Polly-haired,
Paris,
my giddy golden gopher girl.
asleep in the moonlight.
What am I going to do?
Come, please. I wish of it.
Of course I'll stay. The whole night through I'll sleep right here. And yes, we'll leave the candle lit all night long. But however am I going to get you to sleep, poor thing?
What do you see when you look?
I see poor Mad Bathilde's house.
La Princesse de Sang. Her house is quite big. Le Palais de Lycée.
Do you know her?
Quite well. Does he?
No.
He should. She could read his fortune. Perhaps she could change his mind.
What do you see?
Blood. Much of the blood to come. Riding into Paris today, I see it. In the faces, the people. Such horrible poorness. It is a year so much worse than others with the famine. The faces are so hungry, the eyes so empty. They need bread.
They don't need. When you're too poor to know what it is to have, there's no such thing as need. You can't even get near it.
Huh. You can only yearn.
I've never felt it, but I've seen it.
I understand. In order to need, one must first of all have.
And the more a body has,
The more the body needs. It's terrible. Those who have too much and their endless taking. Yes, I see the blood that is to come. And without him here, no one to stop it pouring in the streets. And you, a young girl alone, and with a child, no?
my brother will be here.
Ah, Yes, of course. You can work wherever he does. Un fin de chambre or at sewing. It is all very well. And yet, the man in the hall had money. You did a thing that was rash. You will learn to think in times that will come. Never mind. The men who always need of loveliness, and you are very lovely. I will give you names of men who will need you.
You don't know.
Not what it means to be owned by a man. My mother sold me for 2,800 pounds sterling.
Begging your pardon.
No more of this begging. We are past that, you and I.
You've got no damn business.
That is better.
Am I supposed to be scared?
You are supposed to know. You cannot decide without knowing.
Got no idea.
No? Tell me if what I have heard is right or no. The house with the slaves where they live 12, 15 in their one little room. And a jeune fille of not even enough years of a woman, not knowing who will come to her bed. The slave man, the white man. Oh, it is not for her to know. Not until he is there, upon her, inside her. It is not for her to choose. Oh, and the child in her belly, a boy to grow and take a like, or a girl to grow and be taken like herself, but no freedom for neither the boy nor the girl. Oh, at least this is what I have heard. Is this what you must go back to? Is this so really for you? No. It is not. Not for girls so special. You, your mother, her mother, all so special. You are kept far away from that house. That you might as well to be free.
Not free.
How no?
I'll be a secret, hid away.
There are worse things, I know.
A child, too. His whole life long. I can't let it be like that. Here I'll be.
What? Free as I? What is this freedom?
And in Virginia, my child.
Your child will be white! How can it be that he should be a slave in America? And you're so nearly not black at all. I make no sense of it.
It's best not to try.
Hermo del Cielo, think, girl. You have a mind. Will you throw away all that I may never have? For what? For freedom? Oh, freedom is what you make of it. Make your own freedom for your child and you.
How can I?
Must I think of everything? Tell you all you need to know? Then do not choose to think, but decide to go back with him. Here. Read this. No? You will not. Read. Read!
I know what to do. Sally told me. I'll sing for you. We'll sing together. 5 can't catch me and 10 can't hold me. That song Sally likes to sing, and we hear her and she thinks we don't. Oh, around the corn, Sally. We have to hold our noses to keep from giggling. Round the corn, round the corn, round the corn, Sally. Sing it with me. Oh, round the corn, Sally.
Your mother? Did she love your father?
Not so, she understood.
What did she feel to him?
Dread.
Do you feel dread of
Tom? No.
what then?
Fear. Hope.
There is nothing bad in fear, but hope. I have known it but little.
It's awful hope. Like drowning. Not drowning, but getting held under. And you can't tell how deep. and you're holding in your breath and your lungs are busting and you just want to let the air out, but you know when you let the air out, you'll only have water to breathe in again. Hope. Hope's just this awful holding on to something you know you can't keep, and it hurts so much.
Yes, I remember hope.
I wish I could scream.
Do you love him?
Why do you care?
I love him. And I know without you he will die.
Die? He's not going to die. He's a very healthy man. His wrist hurts and he gets these headaches.
Sally! He will die just without the French pastry. You will know when you love. It is worse, much worse than hope. Adieu, my lovely Sally.
Maria, don't you want a candle?
If I must, I will do as you.
Or here's another song. You don't know it. Mother used to sing it. Sweet William rose one morning bright and dressed himself in blue. Father used to sing it. Come tell to me the long lost love between Lady Margaret and you. But he doesn't sing it anymore. I know no harm of Lady Margaret, said he, and I hope she knows none of me. But tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock, Lady Margaret my bride shall be. That's not to be, because as Lady Margaret was in her chamber high, a-combing up her hair, she spied sweet William and his bride as they to the church drew near. But no, not that one. It's too sad.
She's gone.
I spoke to the man who accosted you, quietly, so the others couldn't hear. I asked him to leave. He made no objection. He was in too much pain to argue. Slipped away quietly. A bit disappointed. I'd rather hoped for some resistance, I suppose. After such a day, who would have imagined all that's happened here? And you, how did it make you feel to be the toast of revolutionary France?
How did it make you feel?
Intoxicated. Liberated. Shackled.
And in Virginia? Will it be the same there?
Jimmy's coming back to Monticello. I'll pay him what I do here. I'll do the same for you.
Not the same. You told Jimmy you'd free him, didn't you?
Sally, this idea of you staying here without him here or me, you know you can't do it. You know it's impossible.
She said, she told me that you're not really coming back here after all.
No. I'm not.
Come. Sit. Rest.
The bell. It belonged to her.
She gave it to me
She rang it.
when it came time for my reading lessons.
I can't stop thinking of her today.
You said it helps to sing.
Such dreams as these, I know they mean no good. Sing with me, for I dreamed that my bed was full of red swine, and my bride's bed full of blood. Sing with me, Martha.
Not Martha.
Yes, is Lady Margaret in her room, or is she out in the hall? The Lady Margaret's laid in a coal black coffin, with her face turned to the wall. Please sing with me.
She won't, Tom. Not when you keep talking to me.
I'm enslaved by all I've been.
Oh, such a thing to say.
Pleasure garnered from the toil of others is not happiness, only its counterfeit. That infinite sky of freedom, how can I reach it through all these tangled branches of liberty?
Why ask me? I've got no mind for the law and mathematics of it all, the philosophy, the calculus. But you've explained it to me many times, I think.
How?
You tell me. Are your thoughts enslaved?
No.
They're your thoughts. What do they mean?
I don't know.
So they're material then?
No.
So they're made of some stuff.
Yes.
Tell me again how all stuff, every little thing affects everything else.
Every object in the universe exerts force upon every other object.
So your thoughts, your free thoughts, reach, touch every little thing in the universe. Your thoughts, the universe is free and your thoughts are one with freedom.
Oh, pretty little Polly.
Isn't it wonderful? Freedom's dance.
Never asked me that before.
Freedom's dance of the infinite?
But of course you don't remember.
Why aren't I free?
You were so little when she died.
You are free. Of everything but my ghost.
She was very beautiful.
When Sally was little, she used to tell me about the ghosts.
She looked so much like...
She saw them, she said.
Like you, sweet Polly.
But the ghosts she saw, they're not what you think.
La la la.
I'm not what you think.
So beautiful, so soft.
Not Martha at all, not really.
La 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 la.
She doesn't see me, and you mustn't see me like I do.
I'm too good and gentle for the world.
You must ask her.
You've got to get strong and grow up and live. La 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 la. Sleep at last. La 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 la. Now, if only I can sleep.
Now, freely please, let me go. I'm only a thought of yours to set free. Let go. Don't come home to an empty grave.
Your grave is not empty.
All graves are empty. Let go. The earth belongs to the living, not the dead. Let go. Set yourself free.
Sally?
Yes?
Do you ever see Martha?
Her ghost, you mean? No, I don't see ghosts of dead folk. The ghosts I see, all over, all around, are folks who've yet to live. You keep saying the earth doesn't belong to the dead, but someday we'll be dead. Not even ghosts of us left. I don't see how the world belongs much to anybody. I just think we're making it ready for them that's to come.
Do you see our child?
I don't see, but I hear somebody. Throw back those snow-white robes, be they ever so fine.
And let me kiss those warm lips, for I know they'll never kiss mine.
Must be a boy. You'd never teach a girl to fiddle. The harpsichord, more like. I remember how pretty she played.
How can I make you come back?
What if you married me?
Oh, Sally.
Why not?
Impossible.
What makes the thing impossible? You could curse in front of the king. You could jump right off that balcony. Lots of things is possible.
Not that.
So, I can't be a wife, then what am I? What's the word for me? Your dusky girl, mother of your child? But what? Slave, sure. But what? Here in Paris, they got lots of words. La maîtresse? No, not really. La concubine? More. Un putain? There's an English word for that.
Stop this!
You won't marry me, free me.
Sally, think about what you're asking
You're
me to
freeing Jimmy, why not me? You don't have to tell anybody. Just do it so it's between you and me, written on a piece of paper tucked away somewhere. What's the harm? I'll stay. I'll be yours. I just want... You can't do it, can you? I'm not like Jimmy. No. We're doing this wrong. You and me, the both of us, I'm supposed to be crying now, begging you to take me home, because I do miss home. I miss it so much and so bad, and my mama and sisters and brothers, and when I think about raising a child here, I get so sick for home, and I'm so scared to be here, and I'm supposed to say, please take me back, please, but you're supposed to say, no, I won't, Sally. I won't take you back to Monticello, never. You're going to stay right here in Paris because I'm the apostle of liberty. And I command you to stay. And I'll...
force you to be free.
Maria said you'd die without me.
I've lost so much.
I'm not me. I'm Martha to you.
No.
I am.
No, Sally. She's an empty grave. You are alive.
So you think if you keep owning me, I'll never die? You can own a soul, Tom, but you can't keep it alive forever.
I love you.
You don't know me.
I'll give you freedom from hunger and cold.
Not freedom at all.
All you need to rebel, lash back against me. Freedom from that.
Not freedom.
A life from that responsibility or pain.
It's nothing!
Try to sound.
Nothing!
A life I wish to God I had right now instead of mine, and you don't want it?
You don't have the courage!
It's nothing to do with courage. Good God, Sally. You don't grasp the magnitude of you and me. I go back to a world, the dream of a world that's just beginning to take shape. Not to be its guiding spirit, its compass. It's my...
Destiny?
No. My duty. And you are at odds with all of it. Don't you see? You must be my secret. The world doesn't want me to have you. What the world wants, needs from me is so... Sally, you put everything at risk. My life, my work, my thoughts, my dreams, the future of all my countrymen, the ghosts of generations not yet born, all at risk. You, just by being, you can destroy it all. If I could possibly leave you here, I would. But I must have you. Let Rome and Tyre melt, and the wide arch of the ranged empire fall. Here is my space. You are my destiny. America is my head, and you are my heart, ever at war with one another. And I must find peace between the two of you at last. I must give my life to finding that peace. And I won't leave you here. I won't.
You won't free me, free our child.
No.
Little by little, over lots of years.
I can't.
Teach him things you know how to do. Fiddling, stone cutting, working with wood.
Impossible.
How? His father's white, his mama's father, and his grandmama's father too. How's that figure? I can read, I can speak French, but you never taught me how to figure. I have 3 cups white for every cup black. He'll have 7 cups white for every cup black. What's the law?
The law says he'll be white.
Virginia law.
Yes.
And you'll keep him enslaved.
Yes.
Because admitting he's white's the same as admitting he's yours.
Try to understand!
When he's 16.
No.
When he's 18.
No.
That's not old enough
Not
for
until...
you. All grown
when
up.
he's...
He's all
Not until he's...
off and you
I'll free him when he's 21! I'll free him when I free a legitimate child.
And the rest of our children.
All of them.
Sold, Tom. I'll go back with you now.
Sally.
It's all right. We've done what's best. How's your wrist?
Uncomfortable.
And your head?
Better.
Come. It's time to go to sleep.
And once he kissed her lily white hand, and twice he kissed her cheek.
Hush, Tom.
3 times he kissed her cold corpse lips, fell into her arms to sleep. All graves are empty, but our thoughts are free to dance with the infinite. Sally, we must live for...
Hush.